King Shark and Abomination are two mid-tier villains in the respective universes, but while they might not be as tough as their universe's biggest baddies, they offer a force to be reckoned with all the same. So, which one of these villains, and sometimes anti-heroes, would come out on top if they were pit against each other? Let's find out. But before that, we notice a lot of you are watching our videos, and we hope you enjoy them. So please, subscribe to our channel and help us get to 1,000 subscribers to bring you more content like this. King Shark, also known by his Hawaiian name Nanau, possesses all the power and rage of a bloodthirsty shark. But this superhuman can also walk on land, where he's caused plenty of trouble for DC heroes and a few of its other villains. Since debuting in Carl Kessel and Tom Grummett's Superboy No. 0, King Shark has been a recurring villain in the DC universe, where he's served on teams like the Suicide Squad and the Secret Society of Supervillains. King Shark has shown in the comics that he certainly can feel pain, but he doesn't easily go down for the count. Even through multiple run-ins with Superboy, Aquaman, and Superman, he keeps on coming back again and again. At one point in particular, he's forced to help the Suicide Squad destroy a group called the Silicone Dragons. An explosive belt is strapped to his waist, and it is set to detonate if he gets out of control of anything that happens to one of his teammates. Throughout the battle, the belt winds up detonating and destroying the dragon's lair, but King Shark survives the blast without much trouble. Possessing all the underwater strength of a great white shark, King Shark is a force to be reckoned with. His shark anatomy gives him quite a few abilities, such as underwater breathing, withstanding immense pressure, super strong fangs and claws, along with superhuman strength and stamina. He is also able to communicate telepathically, but only underwater. While he appears to be big and lumbering when on land, he is incredibly fast when swimming, and seems to give even Aquaman a run for his money when they fight in the water. King Shark can also regenerate lost bodily tissue after being injured and has been shown to be greatly resistant to cold temperatures. True to his shark nature, Nanau is often unable to control his primal instincts, leading to deathly results. In Suicide Squad No. 26, King Shark is forced into the Suicide Squad, but ends up taking a bite out of his teammate Yo-Yo. When he gets angry or hungry, there is not much that can stop King Shark, but more than anything else, his true weakness is the smell of blood. When fighting in Kurt Busiek, Carl Kessel, Jackson Geiss, and Phil Winsland's Aquaman Sword of Atlantis No. 47, Aquaman's blood sends King Shark on a rampage, and he rips through an entire coral reef in blind rage. He describes the blood as a million tiny voices in his head, which ends up being his downfall after he lets his guard down. Back when the Marvel Cinematic Universe was just finding its footing, the Incredible Hulk introduced the first enemy to contend with Bruce Banner's titular alter ego, Emil Blonsky, aka the Abomination. As the Abomination, Blonsky could maintain his personality, but now had immeasurable strength that gave even the Hulk a run for his money. However, once he was defeated back in 2008, he was never seen again. Passing mentions were made to his whereabouts, with the Marvel one-shot The Consultant mentioning that the World Security Council wanted him on the Avengers. He was also mentioned in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as being incarcerated in a cryo prison up north. But with the show no longer considered canon, his whereabouts were once again made ambiguous. Emil Blonsky is a KGB spy in the comics who willingly bombards himself with the same gamma radiation that turned Bruce Banner into the Hulk. However, rather than look like a green version of himself with more muscles, he instead returns as a scaly humanoid with fins in place of his ears. There's no true explanation for his fish-like appearance in the comics, but with the goal being to look like a literal abomination, his creators did just that. In the MCU, it isn't just the gamma radiation that changes Blonsky, but a mixture of factors. In The Incredible Hulk, Blonsky is a special forces soldier and an expert in his profession, making him the best of the best. Sadly, as he gets older, he knows his time is coming to retire. Rather than face his future with his head held high, he sees the power of the Hulk and desires the ability to match him and bring him down. General Ross accommodates this by injecting him with an experimental super soldier serum. But instead of settling for that, Blonsky tries to go straight to the source and mixes his serum with Banner's blood. As a result, he transforms into a hulking mass of bone and flesh with incredible strength, finally becoming the Abomination. In the comics, the Abomination has a super strong hide, but no organic offenses aside from that. The Incredible Hulk decides to take his grotesque nature to the next level and have his bones protrude from his body. This is mainly shown in the calves, spine, and elbows. During the fight between him and the Hulk, Abomination plunges his elbow into the Hulk's pectoral muscle, piercing his skin. At the time, no object could penetrate the Hulk's skin, from bullets to even small explosives. But with Blonsky stabbing through his skin, it shows just how strong he is in comparison. Shang-Chi's version of the character looks to have adjusted his bone structure to more so mirror the protective hide from the comics. But that doesn't mean he couldn't still pierce Hulk's skin. Over the decades, the Abomination and the Hulk have fought countless battles to see who is truly the strongest. Both sides have won several times, but when it comes to their abilities, Hulk has much more potential than Blonsky. In both the comics and the films, the Hulk's strength is derived from his rage. Essentially, the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. So while Abomination could blindside Hulk in a calm state and potentially bring him down, he would have to be precise in his attacks. The reason is that if the Hulk gets a footing, his rage and ferocity will grow, and the Abomination's strength will be dwarfed in no time. This is best shown in The Incredible Hulk, when Betty could have died in a fire, and the Hulk finds the strength to overpower the Abomination. The super soldier serum turns people into the peak versions of themselves. However, they also amplify the basic traits of their user. This even applies to the second-hand formulas like the one that Blonsky and Bucky Barnes were given. However, some are more potent than others. In Blonsky's case, the serum greatly amplified his base desire for power and greatness. What began as a desire to measure up to his younger colleagues quickly became an obsession with attaining the godlike power of the Hulk. But this desire is also his greatest weakness, as it leaves him vulnerable to whatever side effects alter his body and brain. For now, he has been lucky in his experimentation, but that luck could quickly run out. So, who would win in a fight between these two unique characters? Well, this is a tough one. The two Goliaths are somewhat comparable in terms of their overall strength, so we have to assess some of their other abilities to be able to make a decisive judgment. Abomination, on one hand, can do little else besides cause a bit of wreckage, and seeing as though he was never really a threat to the Hulk, we can easily conclude that his base power level and an above-average intellect are all that he has to offer. King Shark, on the other hand, besides yielding comparable strength, has other powers. The most notable of these is his bite. I mean, with those serrated teeth, it's hard for him not to make a dent in Abomination. But besides bite force, he also has the uncanny ability to communicate with other aquatic animals. And if the fight were taken to the sea, he would be at a permanent advantage owing to his physiology. So, for those reasons, I think it would be fair to give this victory to King Shark. His time on the Suicide Squad might have taught him some level of critical thinking and coordination. So on that front, he could stand on an even pedestal with Abomination. But, even without that, ultimately, it would seem that this shark would rip Abomination apart. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to KRTV Marvel.